What's up, guys? Back with me is here. We got Smallville Season 2, Episode 21, Accelerate. Okay, so this episode starts off at this episode starts off at like a movie theater, and Clark, Lana, Pete, and Chloe are seeing this horror movie, and there's a scene where so everyone leaves after, and it's just dark when this video of a young girl and a young Lana plays, and they're doing they're doing the Ring Around Rosie song, and the next thing you know, that little girl is there. So yeah, that little girl is there, and there's just a bunch of red. She just keeps teleporting everywhere. There's red lighting, and yeah, and Lana, she's freaked out. So, oh yeah, so Lana, Lana goes, and that little girl appears, and she's like, who are you? She says her name is Emily, and she's like, wait, what? But Emily died, and 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 she's like, she just wants to be your friend. So Clark, but by the time Clark shows up, the Emily girl just disappears, and Clark's like, do you believe in ghosts? So they go to this river where this Emily where Emily drowned. And yeah, so the story of that is that Lana and Emily were 10 years old when Lana and Emily went to like this place, and Lana and Emily fell into the river, and it was slippery, and Lana got to safety, but it was too late for Emily, and it was like too far for her to get her, and she died, and she drowned, which is very dark and it's very sad, and it brings more to Lana's character. So yeah, but it raises a question: if Emily died, who is this? So and then we get to the Luther mansion, and Lex is getting everything ready for his wedding with Dr. Helen Bright. So and then Lana and Clark go to see Emily's father, which of course she's like, have you seen her? And he's like, oh yeah, I see her all the time. I see her with the music. I imagine her with the music. It's just people skipping rope. It's and he's like, is this losing a child? It's the hardest thing a parent must go through. And and, and yeah, so yeah, so Chloe and Clark are still not on speaking terms. I thought they were by the beginning of this episode, but nope, they aren't. She's like, she's like, just we're not on speaking terms, Clark. Doesn't mean to, you're not allowed to use my computers. And he's like Lana needs help, and she's like, of course. Lana always needs help, and he's like, and when Clark says that, oh, Lana is being haunted by a girl who died, ghost of a girl who died 6 years ago. That gets Chloe interested. So, oh yeah. So this girl keeps appearing, and she appears at she appears at she appears as a Talon, but well, when Clark appears, she's just gone, and yeah, and her dad, he who can the dad of the original Emily, who can see this one, is like, hey, we're gonna move to Granville. You you can't see Lana anymore. But she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm the boss of myself, and you can't tell me what to do. And just disappears, and then he gets attacked. Then she uses her powers to attack him, supposedly killing him, but not killing him. So, so, yeah. So, so, so Clark and Chloe are in Emily's room, and they discover a diary that she wrote prior before her death, and her last entry was about her Lana going to the river that eventually caused her death. So yeah, they discover they discover like a bunch of like pods that have clones of Emily in it, like and next it transitions to the cats where she's like where Ross is like, wait, Mr. Dismore is cloning his own daughter, and he's like he succeeded, not cloning, he succeeded on doing that. He cloned his own daughter. So yeah, so Sheriff Adams is like, I'm not gonna do the accent. She's like, hey, we went to look for your site. We went to look for the clone lab, but once we got there, the person, Mr. Dismore, must have got there first because now they're all gone. So Clark went to see the lab where he find Emily, and she's like, why did those girls look like her? Why did the guy? Yeah, she just wants to find her own identity, which understandable. She wants to find her own identity, and yeah, so yeah, so she's just like so she also meets with Lex later on, so Lex can see her. So yeah, so Clark's like, hey, your your father had like a bunch of meteor rocks and wants us leave him, but yeah, so Emily reappears and she's like, hey Lana, we should go to the river. And Lana's like, not today, but she's like, I'll race you there. So yeah, so Lana's still traumatic by this because she's lost a lot of people in her life. She lost her parents, she lost the original Emily, and she's lost Whitney. So yeah, so yeah. So Lana is like, so Lana has to reveal to her that the original Emily died and she couldn't save her. So she's like, and Lana wishes that she was the one who drowned. She was the one that drowned. That that died. But then Conan Emily's like, you can, and pushes her off the bridge, and she's about to drown when Clark saves her. And yeah, and he and B also discovered that yeah, yeah. Also discovered Emily's necklace because she wanted to be just like Lana. So so yeah, Clark and Lana talk about this and yeah, and, and then the episode ends with Lionel being there, and he's like, "Hey, she's a property of Luthor Corp," and he goes in and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take care." Lionel's like, "I'm gonna take care of you now," and so and he gives her a bunny and bun, and that's how the episode. This episode was really scary. I just did not expect at all in this episode. This episode was really scary. I just think it's scary that they added like a little a little depth to Lana's character. Like she lost a childhood friend. So yeah, I don't know if Emily's gonna return, and if she does, I don't know if she's gonna return in the 10-year-old age. I don't know because she does have accelerated growth. So I think probably next time we see her, if we do see her, she's probably gonna be like 13 or teenager. I don't know, but yeah, this episode was just way too creepy for my liking. So like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you next Smallville.